We're two people out there in the world, and we're going to travel across Portugal, but not like everyone else does.
From north to south, by van and bike, showing you things others miss.
No Porto, no Lisbon, no Algarve. You won't see the usual stuff here.
We're going to show you the wildest, least touristy side of Portugal, perfect for traveling by camper.
This is our real journey. No copied routes, no filters. Let's get started. Two of us out there in the world. Follow us. Well, what a beautiful day to start one of the trips we've been most excited about for a long time, right? Portugal, from north to south in a camper van with the motorcycle?
Yeah, today we're entering Portugal. We're in Galicia, leaving from Bayona.
The weather in Bayona and in Galicia in general, 2 weeks in Galicia, and we only saw rain yesterday. Galicia is just amazing.
Yep.
If Galicia had good weather, this would be paradise. You have to come to Galicia.
Honestly, it's like the Caribbean. I mean, it looks like the Caribbean. The only bad luck they have is that the weather doesn't cooperate. All year round, it's really cold. And now that summer is here, the weather is really nice. I'm sure it gets packed with people, but they have some spectacular beaches.
White sand you can't even find in the Caribbean. Here comes the Minho River, which separates Portugal from northern Spain.
It looks like we're just about to unlock a brand new country, huh? Here we are, right now, crossing the historic Minho River Bridge.
Crossing into Portugal.
And halfway across this long bridge, we officially leave Spain behind us.
New country unlocked. Well, for now, everything is staying in Southern Europe.
A very warm welcome to Portugal.
It is Portugal. Today, our stop is at Peneda-Gerês National Park, the only national park in Portugal, and it's in the north.
We're doing it by motorcycle. We left the van parked in a little village. And honestly, we don't recommend doing it in a camper because of all the ups and downs, narrow roads, and then when there's a waterfall, there's nowhere to pull over on the side of the road. It's a bit of a hassle to come here with a camper, but that's our advice.
The national park has different entrances, it's free, you can enter from different points, but like we said, the roads are very narrow and there aren't many places to park, so it's better that way. Come by car or motorcycle. Discover it with us. Portugal welcomes us just the way we like it, by not making things easy. The sky looks strange, it smells like rain, and we have to head out prepared. Today begins a route through northern Portugal that you won't find in the typical brochures. Waterfalls, narrow roads, cows in the middle of the road, and a village that ended up underwater. This is the unknown Portugal. Well, we've made it here, to the start of the Arado waterfall. Arado waterfall. We made it here with the little car. The road up to this point is, yes, passable, but it's got quite a few potholes. We recommend stopping a bit further up, like about half a kilometer from here, park and walk this stretch like a lot of people do. Can you drive through? Yes, with small vehicles. With a camper or caravan, don't even think about it. You can get to the parking lot that's 500 meters away without any problem. There's not much parking, so if it's a busy day, you'll probably have trouble finding a spot. The park is open and it's free. It has a number of different entrances, but the roads are quite narrow and winding. And during the high season, we strongly advise against coming with a camper and definitely not with a large-scale motorhome.
So, tell me, how are you feeling? How was your first hour of continuous riding on the motorcycle?
Well, it's not comfortable. In fact, I've been really struggling with the seat on this last stretch. I didn't breathe. The padding I took to Argentina, that saved my life. The riding position is pretty uncomfortable. My legs are quite high, so all the weight is on my butt, and it gets tough. It's not the most comfortable bike, and we can't do an hour straight. Today, we'll stop every 30 minutes to stretch because it's not comfortable. We're grateful we've made it this far, but comfortable it is not. Getting there is somewhat of a challenge. The steps are quite steep and high, but after a hike of roughly 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be at the waterfall. I've never quite understood why the Portuguese have this long-standing tradition of using these cobblestones in absolutely every single place. Because it's exactly the same in the cities. Everything is made with cobblestones that make the path super uneven, and especially in places like this or on rainy days, it gets extremely slippery and tricky. But you can usually manage as long as you don't have any significant mobility challenges or physical limitations. Now let's go ahead and get the drone launched high up into the air so we can really show you this incredible beauty from a bird's eye view above. And honestly, with the drone's perspective, you always get a much better sense of exactly where we are located, because while from down below, the rushing waterfall is certainly impressive, when you see it from way up above, it truly is a whole different and much more spectacular story. The water falling between the rocks, the pools nestled in the mountains, and all this green landscape that doesn't look like the Portugal we're usually shown. We're inside the Peneda-Gerês National Park in the north of the country, very close to the border with Galicia, where we came from. And this is an important fact. Peneda-Gerês is the only national park in Portugal, not one of many, the only one. It covers almost 70,000 hectares of mountains, forests, rivers, small villages, viewpoints, and waterfalls like this one. That's why we wanted to start our journey through the lesser-known Portugal here. Because when you think of Portugal, you almost always think of Lisbon or Porto, the Algarve, or beaches. But up here, the country changes completely. Here, Portugal is mountains, granite, cold water, and narrow roads. And it's the kind of place where you realize that to find something different, sometimes you really have to get off the easy path. The Cascada do Arado might be one of the most well-known waterfalls in the park, yes. But even here, if you come early, if you walk a bit, and if you take your time to really look at the landscape, you can still feel that wild side we were searching for. And from Cascada do Arado, we continue on to Pedra Velat. Here, it quickly becomes clear why the motorcycle is our best ally. The camper takes us around the world, but there are places where you have to park, take a deep breath, and keep going with something smaller. Well, you can get here in a camper, you can get here in a motorhome, you can make it. But just like I said before, this isn't the ideal place, nor are the roads ideal for them.
Yeah, honestly, it's really not.
There are some pretty steep climbs, and the same goes for going downhill. With such a heavy vehicle, well, yes, we've seen one parked here, but
it's low season, and even so, we've run into quite a bit of traffic. It's also Monday, and we really didn't expect to see so many cars. If that's what it's like in high season, it must be crazy, so I really don't think it's the right place. Again, I mean for caravans.
you look like a Ninja Turtle.
With your own panda. Honestly, that's how I feel.
With the agility of a turtle? No.
Well, yes, actually, yes. But the weight I carry on my back is thanks to my husband.
What a breathtaking view. What an incredible spectacle. Now,
They've been driving for an hour and a half through all those pine trees. And that vegetation, suddenly it's like a breath of fresh air. The valley is so beautiful. The only national park in Portugal. Amazing! And it surprises me that in all of Portugal, as beautiful as it is, there can only be one national park, because in my autonomous community, which is the Canary Islands, we have 4. She always ends up bragging about home.
And being able to be up here alone with no one else around,
How cool!
a spectacle.
Well, you can see the road from here. The narrowness of the road and the curves. Perfect example. There's no way I'd come in here with a camper van. Actually, the one we saw seemed incredible to me. It wasn't one of the biggest, but since we just finished filming, well, the rest of the roads look promising. We keep riding the motorcycle toward Faixa de Barja, better known as the Dotaiti waterfall. And the name sounds like a tropical paradise, but this is still Geres. Rock, mountains, cold water, and access points where you really need to keep your wits about you. This waterfall became famous for its natural pools and the clear color of the water, but it's not a place where you should go down carelessly. The rocks are very slippery, the terrain can be tricky, and if the river's running strong, the whole visit changes completely. That's why we like to show these places just as they are. Beautiful, yes, but not tame. This is the unknown Portugal we came looking for. It's recommended not to swim here. It's true that they're fixing the access paths right now. Let's go down carefully.
We're going down, right?
Yes. They are currently fixing this specific part right here. This very first stretch of the road, it is actually quite tricky.
And the footwear you need to bring isn't anything special, but at least
Yeah, we didn't really come today, Theory. Gimme.
a little bit, because
Give me your hand, please. Right here, they actually sell you the land. So in case you are interested in continuing the route further, you can easily buy it.
well, the Barcias waterfalls are really beautiful. It's a shame we can't see them from all the way down, but it's a place that's very, as Rebecca would say, full energy.
Especially when the sun comes out. Haha, look what happens. And once again, we're back on the road. There's not much mystery here. In Geres, just when you think you've already seen the best waterfall, another one appears. The problem is that getting to these places isn't always easy. Narrow roads, curves, rocks, slippery descents, and that feeling of let's see where we're getting ourselves into now. But that's exactly what we were looking for. The less obvious Portugal, the one you can't see from the highway, the one you have to go out and find. And we love it.
Before we continue with the trip, I want to show you something that has become essential for us when we travel. For a while now, we've been using the Fly when we travel, and honestly, it's made things so much easier for us. We use the one from Sync Global. Why? Because we never know how long we're going to stay in each country. And yes, now we collaborate with Holofly, but even before working with Holofly, we were already using their system. If you're planning to travel too, we've left a link in the description from Dos por allí por el mundo so you can get your discount. Now, let's get back to the video.
So a quick stop at Leonte Waterfall, which is right by the side of the road. There's a small path that leads down to the base of the waterfall, but I think the best view of the whole drop is actually from up here. As you can see, we're right by the roadside, and the weather still looks threatening, sometimes like this. And sometimes like this. We're heading to the next stop, which is another waterfall. The Peneda National Park. Geres is famous for its many beautiful waterfalls. So, do you want to make our way down there right now?
I'm gonna go down. The way down is a bit slippery because it's raining, so I'll go down and show you the view from below. Look at how cute that little tree looks. That's because it's quite cold in winter. Let's go down, slowly. Hi, Moss.
Well, it looks like he took off from right here, doesn't it?
Look at the trees. Look at the rocks. They're slippery. Everything's covered in moss. This last descent is super dangerous now because the ground is all wet. I'm gonna try not to fall. And this is how it looks. Looking up from the ground below, you can see the vast and beautiful sky scene painted in a clear and vibrant shade of blue, stretching out as far as the eye can see. And this is the good thing about being able to use the motorcycle, both of us, to get to places like this, where the road is also super steep with a lot of elevation changes. But also, there's nowhere to park, and we're lucky that we can get here, stop, and pretty much have the waterfall all to ourselves, because there's no other way to come here unless you do a hiking route. Hold it up now with your hand. Now you can really see how big it is.
A vlog, right?
Look at how it's leaving a trail behind.
That is absolutely crazy.
And that's a wrap for this episode of National Geographic.
Hey, Manu, should I go through there with the motorcycle? No, of course, there's no other choice but to go past the cows. Here, they rule. We wait. We pass by slowly and keep going on our route. Because on this trip, it's become clear that in northern Portugal, being in a hurry doesn't get you very far. And as it couldn't be any other way, we're heading to the next waterfall. Peneda-Gerês waterfall. We also found it on the GPS as San Miguel Waterfall. So far, for me, it's the most beautiful thing we've seen in the park. Yes, specifically the San Miguel waterfall, also connected to the Oman River. Another one of those stops that shows why this park deserves more time than it seems. From above, you can really see the power of the landscape. It's not a huge, picture-perfect waterfall. It's more like a mix of rock, vegetation, cold water, and pure mountain. One of those places that doesn't need much embellishment. And even though some of Geres's waterfalls are starting to get known, there are still moments when the park feels pretty wild. We keep riding the motorcycle up to the Montebello viewpoint, and here the route really changes scale. After so many waterfalls, the landscape opens up and you get a huge view of the national park. From this spot, you get a better sense of where we are. It's not just a beautiful area in northern Portugal, it's the country's only national park, a natural border of mountains, rivers, small villages, and paths that, for centuries, were much more important than any modern road. In the distance, you can see the Cavado River, one of the main features of this area. Here, water is not just part of the scenery, it has also shaped the lives of the villages, the reservoirs, the routes, and even the way people have had to adapt to the land. And that brings us to our next stop, one of the most powerful stories on this route. A village we wanted to reach, but you can't get there the way you used to anymore. We arrive at the Vilarinho das Furnas Dam. Please forgive my pronunciation, Portuguese friends. And here we came looking for a specific story, that of Vilarinho das Furnas, an old communal village in northern Portugal that ended up submerged beneath the reservoir's waters. We're not just talking about a few abandoned houses, we're talking about an entire village with its own unique way of life, isolated, organized, and deeply connected to the mountains. For generations, Vilarinho da Furna functioned as a community where many decisions were made collectively. Water, pastures, roads, livestock, everything depended on a way of living closely tied to the land. But in the 1970s, with the construction of the dam, the village disappeared beneath the water. Its inhabitants had to leave. And what was left was this strange image. A beautiful reservoir, yes, but built over the memory of a village. Sometimes, when the water level drops, you can see remains of the old buildings. Walls, stones, traces of streaks, as if the village reappeared for a moment to remind us it was once here. We wanted to get closer, but access is no longer allowed like it used to be. And maybe that's also part of the story. There are places you don't visit like others. You look at them from a certain distance and understand them better when you know what was underneath.
Well then, that's the conclusion of our very first day with the Morinha, which has been absolutely incredible.
We've done almost 150 kilometers all around the park, and it's running great. Wow, honestly, I'm surprised at how much power it has with both of us. Plus, with the heavy backpack and everything, super good. The park is spectacular. 100% recommended. If you're passing through Portugal, it's one of the things you have to see. Nature and beauty. Everything is 100% recommendable. The only thing is, if you come in a camper, just know this. The roads are really narrow, it's hard to park and see the viewpoints and all that, but oh well. If that's the only way you can come, go for it. It's perfect. You can still do it. Like this?
My butt is a little bit sore, but it's still highly recommended. Our first stop in Portugal.